So how this form will work, so you will be having your web server, right? You will be having your web server, and in that web server you will be deploying your website. So your website will be deployed on your web server. So this is your website, and your website has several pages. So it can have one page that is named form.php, form.html, right? So your browser, the client's browser, this is client's machine, and it has browser in it, right? It has browser in it. So client's browser will request to the website for which page? HTML page, and HTML page will be sent to the browser. So that HTML page will run on the browser and it will show the form, right? And that form has the action tag, which will specify where to submit that data, right? Which PHP page is supposed to process that data. As soon as the client will fill that data and click on submit tab, this form data will be submitted to which page? The page that we have specified in action tag, that is process.php, right? So process.php will retrieve the data from the form and will process. So whatever code you will write, whatever script you will write inside process.php, that will run when the submit button will be clicked by the browser, right? So submit button will submit all the data to process.php. Process.php, it is important to understand that process.php will run on the server. This is PHP script, it will run on the server, and whatever code you have written inside the PHP process.php, that will run, and accordingly the response will again send to the browser. For example, if you want to send the report to the browser, the report will be delivered to the process.php. If you want to retrieve the data and you want to echo that data again to the browser, you can echo that we will see in process.php, right? So the response from process.php can again be sent to the client. So now let's see how PHP we can write. Now let's see how we can process the form data on server. So for that we need to write one server script, one PHP script that we can say that we can name process.php. So this is the page that we have specified in our form action. The destination for our form is process.php. So this process.php page is supposed to retrieve the form data and process the data in whatever way you want. So how that process.php treats your data, input data. So it treats get and post method in almost same way. So even if it is either it is a get or post, it will treat the incoming data in the form of array which has key and value. So associative array, we have already learned that associative array has key and value pair. So key 1 you can say, and then value 1, right? Value 1. So similarly we have key 2, then value 2. So in this way your data will be treated by PHP page whether it is from get or post. So it will be an array of key and value pair. Each member is treated as key and value pair, and each pair is nothing but the form data that you are receiving. So how exactly you can treat this get and post array in your PHP page is very simplified for you. You can have two variables. You can refer always two variables which are called $_get. These are two super global variables. Why we are calling it super global variables, we will understand here. So these two variables can be treated anywhere in the PHP page, whether it is class or function or any PHP file. You can refer these two global super variables. We can call it super global variables. These variables can be used to refer the array. Now let's see how we can use these super global variables in our process.php. So let's understand it. So we can write one PHP page here with HTML and body, and here we can write our PHP tag, PHP script, and inside PHP script we can declare variable name equal to $_ get variable, super global variable, and what you want to retrieve, we want to retrieve the value of key name, right? And we also want to retrieve what, email, right? So dollar underscore sorry, we have used post, right? So we can use post here. We have used post method in our form, so we will use post variable. So this post variable will refer again the email, so key will be email, the name of your text field, and the value you can retrieve uh, in the dollar email variable. Similarly, the key will be name, and the value of name will be retrieved in dollar name variable. You can simply echo that, echo name and echo email. So that will be again sent as report to the client. So in client you can print dollar name and dollar email using that PHP script. So you can close that PHP script here, and you can close body, you can close HTML. So in this way you can write your PHP, your process.php, and now we will see how it will work on your code.